just about 5 minutes while we're on set.
I think that, okay, I would love us to listen to this particular, this is like a morale booster.
Yes, this is a morale booster. Nigerian contingents leading with the morale boosting songs, and they are joined by their counterparts from North Africa.
Okay, let's listen to this morale booster song, and we'll still have more to talk about in the studio. What an interesting morale booster song.
There you have the Nigerian, or Team Nigeria, that's the Armed Forces of Nigeria, singing the traditional morale boosting songs, such that they sing during training and physical fitness exercises. There you also saw their counterparts from North Africa joining them, learning the songs and singing along. That is just the beauty of the African military games, building comradeship across the various defense forces.
And I think that, you know, building that comradeship is very important, looking at what the African military games actually stand for and what the Chief of Defense Staff spoke about in his opening speech during the opening ceremony, and of course what the Vice President also said during the opening ceremony is not just about bringing everybody together to foster unity, to have one purpose on how to fight, of course, insurgency in the region, which is very, very important, aside from the games that is bringing everybody together. But another thing that I really like us to talk about is how this is further fostering that unity between the African countries, the people that are watching at home, not, you know, the guys on the field now, because this is practically everywhere in African countries. Because once your country is represented,
you have countries like Burkina Faso participating, and we understand that efforts are being made diplomatically to bring them back into the ECOWAS fold. But here, according to sports, you know, they are taking part in the Amga 2024, and you know, they've thrown behind every limitation. You know, they set aside every act of officialdom that made them pull out of that regional bloc, you know, and participating with their comrades across the divide, and you know, sharing that warmth, and you know, it goes a long way to foster that spirit of comradeship and a spirit of corps among the armed forces of the continent. An impressive one, just like we just saw a while ago. The contingent from members of the contingent from North Africa taking part to sing the song. Many of them, that will be the first time they will be learning the song, and they will be going back home to sing the song to their comrades, you know, in the profession, that this is what they got. One of, you know, the memorabilia from Nigeria, the songs they've learned. It bolsters that relationship, you know, across the divide. Don't forget that after the sporting activity, many of these soldiers might have the opportunity, or would have the opportunity, to train at various levels, and they'll be meeting their comrades again. So it's no longer starting a new relationship, it's about strengthening the existing relationship that was, you know, established and fostered at Amga 2024.
Interesting. And just to tell you that you look at the medal table, Nigeria Algeria, and of course Kenya.
Ethiopia, Tunisia.
That's what I'm even going. That is West Africa, North Africa, and East Africa.
East Africa, yeah.
That's the first three.
Yes.
Okay, we'll go on, of course, on a break, but that break will be the highlights of some of the events that have happened over time in the course of these Africa military games. We'll give you the highlights. Well, we'll come back. We'll still have more for you on Amga 2024. Don't go anywhere, we'll be right back.
Good shot. Good shot.
That's tag a line. Got it? Go.
Good shot. Shot de la boy. Okay.
Elisha Anabi taking the serve for Nigeria. It's game on. Game one in the first set. Nigeria taking the serve and lost that particular point to the Kenyans. It's on the scoreboard now. Nigeria 0, Kenya 1. Kenya has drawn the first blood here against Nigeria expectedly. You know, in tournaments like this, it's important that you put your right foot in first. But right here in the Sports Hall of the National Stadium, Abuja, the Moshood Abiola National Stadium, it's now level. The Kenyans equally too through their first serve out. How important is, you know, starting off on the right foot, you know, in a tournament, sub-tournament, it means tension-soaked tournament of this format?
Well, if you look at the lineup, you see that Coach Solomon Zango stuck to the winning side yesterday. You'll see that if you look at the starting lineup, you'll see jersey number 7, Cyril, is in the team. You'll see jersey number 15, Briggs, is in the team. You'll see jersey number 4, Ami, is also starting. So Coach Solomon Zango knows what's at stake in winning this match, and we should expect firepowers. Now it's 2-2, and you see Shango, Morris Dikia, aka Shango, giving us the second point. So I believe we are going to give our very best against Kenya, and for me, I see Nigeria winning this first set by a slim margin.
That was a good setup, a shot, from the entire Nigerian team, and a good finisher by that opposite Ita, who is equally has the ability to block quite precisely. Nigeria has taken the lead. It's 3-2 at the moment at the indoor sports hall of the Moshood Abiola National Stadium. A whole lot of dignitaries are present here at the indoor to grace this occasion. Most of them volleyball enthusiasts. I can also see some football enthusiasts here talking about the team manager of the Nigerian Super Eagles, Patrick Pascal, is an ardent follower. That's the cheer from the crowd. A good digger by the Kenyans, following an attack by the Nigerian side. An open Isa there, but eventually it was a direct send back to the Nigerian half of the court, and it was a big hit again from the Nigerian side. But the ball was blocked off for 3-3 at the moment.
Well, Mora was in a hurry to hit the ball because he saw an open space there, but unfortunately that ball was a spiker on the net, and it went in favor of Kenya. The scores will have been 4-2, but now 3-3. That's the importance of getting every point. Every point is going to count in this match, and Nigeria should try as much as possible not to be wasteful. And you can see flying off Awol AWO Sheba Jefferson. She has given a jump ball, because according to the second referee, both players touched it. Well, let's see what will happen, because Nigeria, I'm sure, will definitely win it. And you can see Cyril, jersey number 7, giving a fantastic ball, but now Kenya have gotten the points they lead. Like I said, every point is going to count.
Every point is going to count. It's the 8th save of the first game, and it's Nigeria 3, Kenya 4. As I said earlier, the dignitaries here present are equally of high caliber, but the Nigerian delegation from the Nigerian Army, the Nigerian Air Force, and of course the Nigerian Navy are well represented here at the indoor sports hall of the Moshood Abiola National Stadium. It's all square at the moment. Service 9 at the moment, and it's 8-8, service 9 in the fourth set. Nigeria picks this one. It's 5-4 now. A free ball unforced error caused by the Kenyan number 14 shirt. Quick passing around, good block. It's 5-5 at the moment. It's Kenya 7, Nigeria jersey number 10 on the baseline. The traditional jump serve. Good intent, but bad execution from Nigerian number 9 to give Kenya a 6-5 lead here at the indoor sports hall of the National Stadium, Abuja. Service number 12 in this crucial encounter, the decider of the silver medalist in this competition. Both teams are struggling to win.
Wonderfully executed by the player.
Another opener spike from the Kenyan number 14 shirt. Number 16, I beg your pardon.
2-point lead against Nigeria.
There was no block in that one. The Nigerian team went to sleep. It's been a ding-dong affair here. More from on the local parlance, we call it the family game. At the moment, it's 6-7, an end-to-end encounter. Raw skills, fierce battle, good set-up play by the Kenyan there, and they've taken a 2-point lead at the moment. We are hitting the 6th minute on the clock in 3 seconds, and Nigeria is trailing by 2 points. Wow, that was a giveaway by the Nigerian number 7 shirt. How did he do that?
Well, like I said, the Kenya side and the Nigerian side are two teams that are on the stream scent, and the Kenyans are taking advantage of every point. If you don't utilize your points, you are going to suffer for it, and that's what is happening now. The Kenya national team are doing that, and you can see now that Nigeria is picking up. We need to cover up this 2 points deficit, because every point is going to count, and if we begin to pick points one after the other, the Kenyans might end up picking the first. But I'm sure, and I know we are going to get the maximum point. And you can see a nice block from Elisha Anebi. Another point for us.
And of course, those are live footages from the National Sport Indoor Hall of the Moshood Abiola stadium in Abuja, where the African Military Games is actually happening, and of course it's at the volleyball. It's looking like Uganda there. I think so. Not really sure, but those are live footages where we'll be seeing some actions in a moment, where the two teams will be going down to participate in that particular sporting event. Africa Military Games 2024, what a show of military might, and of course the sporting, what they are made of in terms of their physical fitness, and that they are showing us all around the world. And of course I still have TVC defense correspondent Sifon Essien, while we're looking at what is happening on the live footages of the African Military Games. But I wanted to ask you this question, and do we have a situation whereby, I think the game just started now. So we're just seeing live footages from the indoor sport hall of the Moshood Abiola National Stadium here in Abuja. Interesting. But like I actually wanted to ask, do all the senior officers also participate in these kind of games? Every sporting military personnel participates in the African Military Games, especially if you are qualified from your country. So irrespective of your rank? At this time, your rank is set aside. In other words, your rank becomes immaterial when it comes to the competition. So you could be a major, perhaps maybe in a shooting game from Nigeria, competing against a private or a lance corporal from Ghana, for instance. And at that material time, let's just assume the private or the sergeant gets to win the game. He gets to win the game. On the medals table, it's recorded against his name, regardless of your rank on the other side. Okay, I meant to understand that the match is between Ghana and Burkina Faso. Ghana is on red, while Burkina Faso is on the yellow. This is the live pictures from the indoor sport hall of the Moshood Abiola National Stadium, where the African Military Games is actually happening. But let's continue our conversation. I was saying, so your rank at this time is immaterial. Okay, for instance, you're having Ghana, what we're having on screen right now, and on the team you would have a much superior officer among them. You could call it a senior officer among them. At that material time, it's irrelevant his rank. What's utmost is the ability to play as a team and win the game. So within the team and across the divide, the issue of rank becomes immaterial when competing for laurels at this level. You know what just played in my head? Okay, let's take for example shooting, and where you have probably a major in Nigeria competing with a private or a sergeant in Uganda. Okay. And at the end of the day, the Uganda sergeant or private wins the shooting against the major. So the medal or the laurels. I'm not even talking about the medal or the laurels. I'm looking at a situation whereby wouldn't your junior officers be looking at you like, come on, excuse me? No. It's immaterial. In the spirit of a sportsmanship, it's not about you're supposed to show an example. That's what I'm trying to say. Your rank does not, in this instance, does not determine the sophistication or extent of your skill in the participation in the game. So it depends. What is being tested and what is brought to the fore is your skill in sport, in that particular game you are engaging in, how well you've mastered that sport, and you are able to compete and win laurels regardless of now. Okay, look at it this way. Okay, hold on, please. So does it mean that your skill in terms of how you participate on the field, not sporting activities. I mean, when you go to battleground, how you execute it does not matter on how you put it apart when you are on the sporting scene.
Well, your military ability and strategy or skill, as the case may be, can play a role in helping you forge ahead. But it may not be the final determining factor if you win or not.
Yeah.
You know, strategy is important, but beyond strategy, it's a combination of skill and strategy.
Interesting. I needed to. But let's talk about the sports shoot. Still the live pictures from the Moshood Abiola National Stadium. You're still seeing it on the side of the TV. That's Ghana against Burkina Faso. The men's volleyball team there, where we are actually watching it. So we'll, of course, bring you some other updates as in regards the African Military Games in 2024 here in Abuja. I also want to talk about the shooting. You know, that's another interesting sport that we don't get to see. People, of course, people don't. I'm not sure that one has to do with fans, so to say. Tell us more about it.
When it comes to shooting, just like we saw that demonstration of warmthness, of comradeship, where the Nigerian contingent, members of the Nigerian contingent were singing and their counterparts from North Africa were joining them to learn the songs. That actually happened after a shooting exercise.
Oh, wow,
you know?
Interesting.
So in that case, for those who really appreciate the game, you have a number of them around, you know, to observe and become spectators in that game at the Shitu Alao Barracks in Kefi. But beyond that, you have more of military personnel as spectators and as supporters of their team in that instance. Very few civilians or fans of shooting you have at such games. But when you come to traditional football, volleyball, and things like that, you have the traditional supporters club, even the Nigerian supporters club, you know, supporting the Nigerian contingents to victory. But in games like shooting, which you've mentioned, you have very few persons, you know, talking about civilians, but you have more of military personnel, you know, showing their support for their various teams who appreciate such games. And there we have it on display.
Interesting. Let's still tell you that the Nigerian Armed Forces volleyball team dominated their Burkina Faso counterpart with a decisive 3-0 victory, 25-10, 25-16, 25-19, in the ongoing 2024 African Military Games, Amga in Abuja. The wins marked Nigeria's second consecutive triumph in the tournament. The match showcased Nigeria's superior skill and teamwork, with the Shaifa Dikia's powerful spikes setting the tone in the first set, which ended 25-10 in the favor of Nigeria. Burkina Faso came in the second set with a renewed determination, but struggled against Nigeria's persistent firepower. Key plays by Elisha Anebi and, of course, Emmanuel Briggs and Cyril Ritabo secured the set for Nigeria at 25-16. The third set saw a spirited effort from the Burkina Faso, but Nigeria's dominance persisted, closing the match with a 25-19 victory. And of course, Shaifa Dikia's outstanding performance earned him the Most Valuable Player award for the match. Head coach Solomon Zango praised the team's effort and expressed satisfaction with their performance, highlighting their impressive display of skill and strategy. And TVC's sports correspondent Jane Francis earlier today. Of course, we'll bring you that, all of that later. But I think it's really an interesting episode that we're seeing in these African Games. You know, we talked about discovering talent in these African Games that can represent Nigeria. I don't want to sound too pessimistic. You know, for example, Nigeria went to the Olympics and it was
unimpressive.
Unimpressive. Let me use that word for the lack of better word. Unimpressive. That is not that there's no talent. It's just to properly put the resources and the trainings together. When it comes to Olympics, after the first from what I speaking to sports correspondents over time, they will tell you when it comes to the Olympics, after the first Olympics finish, you begin to train for the next one. So in this kind of African military games, when we talked about talents and how to discover how we can use them in the Olympics, I know some represent Nigeria, but how can we better harness these for a better future of the Nigerian games?
We understand that efforts are being stepped up to ensure that those who have put up an impressive performance or impressive performances at this game, go the whole hog, to compete for laurels at global levels beyond the African military games, say, for instance, the Olympics. But you would also understand that these are primarily military personnel, and their duty, their calling, their religion is soldiering before any other thing. So first, second, and third in the scale of priority for them is the task for which they were engaged by their various countries to defend the territorial integrity of their country. But sports becomes a second means of achieving the first. But by and large, much as efforts are being made to harvest these talents, they would not lose sight of the fact that they are military personnel. So you cannot have them just like you'd have the other athletes who would have 4 or 5 years to train for a particular competition. This will be posted, when they return back to their unit, will be posted to areas of responsibility to perform their military assignments. And when they have opportunities like this, they are given some time to brush up their skills and compete for laurels. So it's balancing one against the other. But we understand by and large that the task of being a military personnel is paramount, and premium is placed on that beyond or against all else.
You talked about premium placed on that, and I quite agree with you. What I was just looking at is that if this talent is good enough, to represent Nigeria at the Olympics, there are exemptions. I don't know if it happens.
We've seen premium performances, and that can compete, anywhere in the world. The various federations are actively involved in organizing these games and officiating in the games, so they understand the standards, and these military officers have met certain standards, which is why they are given medals, not just for the medal's sake, but because they have attained that level that warrants or attracts being given
the medal.
A medal. So going beyond that would be for the Chief of Defense Staff in Nigeria and the various chiefs across the defense forces to determine the extent to which talents discovered at this fiesta would compete or represent their countries at higher levels.
I think I totally agree with you, and that's where my point is actually going. Then, of course, not forgetting, because we actually need to narrow back to why the game in the first place was actually put together, of course, to foster unity between the African countries, and of course, and that has to do with, securing the region, which is very, very important against adversaries. We spoke about that yesterday, and it's something that we cannot but continue to speak about. The adversary are also watching, for better of words. They are also watching to see what exactly are these men of valor, I put it that way, are doing. But let's look at how this will also help in sending out that message to the rest of African countries who are not able to make it down here, because we have 53, there are just 40 here, to send a message that this is where to be and how to foster unity.
Just like we saw in that clip that we played earlier, still going back to the fact that you saw the Nigerian contingent, singing, and those who don't even understand what they're singing about, learning the songs and singing alongside. Just imagine when we have those who are not participating in this game in their various countries watching, this broadcast, and recording it and playing it back and trying to learn what are they saying that, our North African brothers are joining them to sing. You understand that this is bridging the gap, which may have existed as a result of culture, geography, and boundaries. That gap is being bridged by sport, and you see that element of culture coming into the military, the songs meant to boost the morale, which enables them, in their words, to gyrate militarily, So when, contingents or countries that are not participating in this game get to see that, you understand that, hey, if these people can join these Nigerians to sing, we can join our brothers across the continent to sing. And that goes a long way in fostering comradeship, which is the reason for which the games are being organized, and fostering that military profession amongst the various defense forces participating in this game.
Let's talk about the organization of these particular African military games. You hear, if you go on social media, some persons have been saying this is good, But you are the defense correspondent, so you understand exactly how these things work. But let's talk about the organization and how you think that the military has done that they have Nigerian military has done in terms of putting this together to host the African contingent who has come to participate in these military games. Let's talk about how that organization
understand that it's Nigeria, and indeed the Nigerian Armed Forces hosting the games.
Nigerian Armed Forces,
and these are not, or this is not a traditional sport organizing institution. You understand? So we also understand they are working with consultants, sporting federations to ensure that they have a world-class event, which we have been reporting and enjoying, as the case may be. It's been a Herculean task, for the hosts, and indeed the various federations consider logistical challenges they've had to surmount, and largely the challenge has been logistics, movement of man, materials, and getting things in the right places and the right time, for the games to hold at the times, at the scheduled time. That has been Herculean, but we've seen a situation where the organizers have been able to surmount those challenges, and these challenges are not just peculiar to these games. We've seen them even at the Olympics. The ability to surmount them is key. And for the military, for them, strategy and thinking out of the box is tradition for them.
I think I quite agree with you, because that is actually playing out in these African military games, if you see. So now, we now go back to the live feed where Ghana and Burkina Faso are actually playing in the volleyball match there at the indoor sport hall of the Moshood Abiola National Stadium.
Standing strong and rising the highs to reach out to that one. 16-21. That is amazing. So big kill. And he will be looking to pull that stop today. 22-18. He's got a better reputation than that. Show up to do that better next round. 19-22. Burkina Faso now playing the catch-up business. And a kick down from Atom. Oh, really huge shot. Penultimate point for Ghana in the first set with a lead of 4. Timeout. Burkina Faso. When we come back, 23-19. Ghana.
Timeout to Burkina Faso. Et le Ghana est point fort. Pourquoi alors que l'équipe avait 5 points.
Okay, these are live pictures from the Moshood Abiola National Stadium where Ghana is taking on Burkina Faso in the men's volleyball match. Ghana in red and Burkina Faso in yellow. So we'll be, of course, giving you some updates about that, but this is what it looks like now. And of course, one of the most important things at this particular event is the spirit of comradeship. And I think that this is what the African Military Games is all about. Sifon.
Yeah, building this spirit of comradeship among participating armed forces, you know, that will also send a signal to others who didn't make it to the game that when the next game holds, they should make it to the game. And, you know, this is a subtle way, or a non-kinetic way, the military people will call it, of, you know, solving the security challenges on the continent of Africa. Because coming together, connecting together, you know, discussing one or two things, sharing ideas, while engaging in sports, they all go back to their countries. Implementing those ideas would help to combat the challenges that we've seen on the African continent.
Thank you very much. So, of course, we'll be leaving you with the live match from the Moshood Abiola National Stadium, Ghana and Burkina Faso, the men's volleyball match. But from us here in the studio, thank you very much for joining us on this special edition of the African Military Games 2024. We'll see you tomorrow again, and that will be the day 9 of the Games in Abuja, where all 40 countries are participating in these African Military Games. My name is Ademola Lawrence, and of course, bye for now.
Second, every minute, every hour, and every day. Time doesn't just tick away. It's a countdown to political decisions that shape our world.
This country must move.
Imagine the impact these decisions have on our lives. Some are consequential, others may leave us intrigued or baffled.
You will have no better friend and partner than Nigeria.
Step in and feel the frenzy like never before. Join me every weekday for an hour of fact-finding interviews, but questions cut to the core.
How would you say your administration has fared in these sectors?
I will dig in to get to the heart of issues, from local politics to global insight. Join me as I unearth the power plays, jaw-dropping revelations and the unfiltered truth. This isn't just politics, it's unraveling the stories that matter. Brace yourself for Politics Tonight every weekday at 8 p.m., where every decision echoes along the corridors of our lives. Politics Tonight, only on TVC News.
Hello, TVC Communications. How can I help?
What makes TVC the right choice for my business?
Excellent question, sir. Let me share some exciting facts with you.
Start your day on TVC Entertainment with Wake Up Nigeria, a family and lifestyle show. Your view empowers women globally.
It's your view, let it count.
Entertainment Splash delivers the hottest celebrity trends. On TVC News, we keep you informed with breaking news and in-depth analysis of events shaping the world.
I will continue to speak the truth.
TVC News at 7 and TVC News at 10 p.m. delivers the most important stories of the day. Max FM, your hit music radio station, captivates listeners daily across Lagos and Abuja, making every commute more enjoyable. Adaba 88.9 FM is not left out, as it is the voice of Southwest. And on TVC Digital, we reach to million viewers daily. All together, pulls in over 17 million viewers daily. Contact us on 0707-272-8338 or marketing at tvccommunications.tv. Partner with TVC Communications today. Let's grow together.
I'm Miriam Lunge. I'm a passionate environment advocate and a published author.
I am the founder of Celebration, a businesswoman, and a fashion icon.
I am a wealth coach and a real estate developer.
I am Amaka Rakwe. I'm a corporate commercial lawyer and an entrepreneur.
Welcome to Warhaka. I am Ramatu Shehu Oyibo, an entrepreneur and a business coach.
I am the voice of an average Muslim woman, an hijabite, and a lawyer.
I am a polymath and a serial entrepreneur.
I am Muraya Afolabi Brown, Managing Director, TVC Entertainment. I'm a media consultant, producer, and broadcaster.
The ladies of your view are made of women from different professions, tribes, cultures, and religion. Join us every Monday to Friday as we share our views on topical and social issues.
Akwa Ibom is my fatherland. God bless Akwa.
We will invite all Akwa Ibomites to arise to the faith of greatness with our Rise agenda.
The sun is rising, the land is peaceful. It's so amazing that I can see. I want you to fly, yeah. Oh, say, I am the future, yeah.
At TVC News, wherever the big news story is happening, we're geared up to break it. TVC News, first with breaking it.
You're watching Beyond 100 Days with Nifemi Oguntoye. President Tinubu, since he assumed office,
they are on our way to progress.
6 out of the 8 APC federal lawmakers have a movement structure that's going to take back our party in Enugu State. Because this one I'm seeing is just by moonlight. It's not working.
So I'm wondering what you think, or who you think can stop him now.
He doesn't own the party.
One of the causes of inflation is because people cannot go to the farm.
The government still needs to do more so that people can eat.
I believe we're clamoring for is more responsible use of social media. Not that people just go in there and think that they can say anything to anybody.
Tinubu is not one who believes in the simple. I mean, he wants to get it done. He will face it, he will get it done.
Yes, the president, from inception of his administration, focused squarely on diversifying the economy and driving investments to cushion the effect of everything that we've seen, ranging from COVID-19 to the global commodity shocks, global financial crisis, and all of that.
I was privileged to have worked under a governor who believed in the system, who also built up the system, and I'm going to do same.
All right, that's our show today, everyone. Thanks for being a part of it.
TVC News, first with breaking news.
Hello and welcome to TVC News at 4. The House of Representatives has confirmed the appointment of Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede as the Chief of Army Staff. Chairman of the House Committee, Babajimi Benson, while presenting a report, said he had satisfied all requirements. Although the Constitution does not make provision for confirmation of appointments by the House of Representatives, the lawmaker adopted a report of its ad hoc committee on the confirmation screening of the acting Chief of Army Staff and confirmed his appointment. The Minister of Livestock Development, Idi Maiha, says the livestock sector can contribute 33 trillion naira to the nation's economy if well harnessed. At an inaugural meeting, the House Committee on Livestock Development believes the transformation of the sector holds a lot of opportunities for job creation and economic growth. National Assembly correspondent Joke Adisa reports.
This is the maiden meeting between the newly created Ministry of Livestock Development and the committee which oversights it. The lawmakers say the interface is to set agenda for the livestock sector and formulate ways of achieving set goals. Chairman of the committee says a synergy is needed to uplift the sector.
How far have you gone in settling in to do the job? What are the challenges you are currently facing so that we know areas that we can also come in?
The newly appointed minister briefs the committee on the activities of the ministry so far. He acknowledges the great potentials the sector holds. As he says, if properly unbundled, Nigeria's economy stands to gain at least 33 trillion naira from livestock. Already, Nigerian businessmen and women are indicating interest to go into ranching and dairy farming.
Already we have gotten a total number of 417 grazing reserves across the country, from New Market to Abeokuta, from Sokoto to Calabar. Now, we have found out that only 113 have been gazetted. That is about just 27%. And many of them have facilities that are in disrepair.
The minister calls on state governments to create dedicated ministries of livestock for a more seamless relationship with the federal government.
We almost had a near pandemic of anthrax. This anthrax didn't originate in this country. It was imported by food. That has been established. With strict surveillance of our borders, we should be able to detect and treat these animals long before they come into the country to infect our national heart.
The only regret is that the creation of the ministry is coming this late. But our consolation is that it is better late than never. And with your wealth of experience as a technocrat and also a practicing farmer, we have no doubt that we have a round peg in round hole.
Both parties pledged commitment to contributing significantly to the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Tinubu's administration. Joke Edsa, TVC News, Abuja.
Now to Nasarawa State, where the governor, Abdullahi Sule, has signed into law a supplementary budget of 156 billion naira for the 2024 fiscal year. The budget was signed following its passage by the State House of Assembly. The governor had in December 2023 approved 199 billion naira as the original budget for the 2024 fiscal year. Today's assent by the governor has brought the total budget for the 2024 fiscal year to 356 billion 566 million naira. The recurrent expenditure now stands at 150.3 billion naira, while the capital expenditure is 206.3 billion naira.
Most of this improved revenue is coming as a result of the removal of subsidy and for the fact that whatever was removed was being released to the various states at a time to see this improvement. From what you have read, original budget of ours was 199 billion, 879 million, 370,709 naira 43 kobo. But then we had to come up with a supplementary budget of almost 100% when we jumped to another 156 billion, 687 million, 479,388 naira 93 kobo. This is the highest budget ever in the history of Nasarawa State.
All right, away from that, about 2,000 residents of Zawiya community in Igoso local government area of Zamfara State, mostly aged women and children, will be benefiting from a one-day free medical care organized by the Association of Resident Doctors. The gesture is aimed at improving healthy living among the people. Theophilus Darufai has more.
This free medical outreach covers blood pressure levels, chronic and preventive diseases, hypertension, cholera, diabetes, free distribution of basic medication and mental health screening, among others. The beneficiaries are mostly residents of Zawiya and its surrounding communities. President of the Association of Resident Doctors Federal Medical Center Gusau branch says the main purpose for the outreach is to touch lives and encourage patients to take control of their health.
We target to cover 2,000 individuals. They are poor people and needy, those that could not be able to come to the hospital. So today we have brought the medical doctors as well as the residents here at their doorstep so that they could be able to access care. And sometimes you see some of them, it is the first time that they are being diagnosed with hypertension or diabetes in this place. So it offers opportunity for those that cannot go to the hospital.
There are people, because of level of poverty, that they cannot access health care. And we feel it is important that we get to the community. It is going to go a long way in terms of preventing and treating the communicable diseases, because this is a densely populated community.
For her part, wife of the Zamfara State Governor Huriya Dauda Lawal, who doubles as the sponsor of the medical outreach, says government will continue to support the health and living standard of its people.
It is born out of our shared commitment to improving the lives of our people, especially in these challenging times. As we all know, health is the foundation of life. Every progress or success begins with health. Therefore, this outreach aims to ensure that everyone has the opportunity to access free medical screening and professional advice from our skilled medical practitioners. Beyond the screenings, we will also provide support and medical for those in need, inshallah. I also extend my heartfelt gratitude to my dear husband, the Governor of Zamfara State, for his unwavering support in making this remarkable initiative a reality.
Some of the beneficiaries thanked the organizers for the gesture. The Association of Resident Doctors also presented an award of excellence to the wife of the governor. The medical outreach, according to the Association of Resident Doctors here in Zamfara, is not only to treat illnesses, but also to educate the community on healthy living. Theophilus Darufai, TVC News, Gusau.
That is TVC News at 4. Thank you very much for watching. There's more on our website, www.tvcnews.tv. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and X at TVC News NG. On YouTube, we are live at TVC News Nigeria, and we have updates on WhatsApp at TVC News Nigeria. Thank you again for watching. Next is Sports Desk.
The Inspector General of Police has met with senior officers to review the state of security.
We are continuing our coverage of the arrest of Godwin Emefiele.
The Senate has summoned the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria to properly brief the Senate regarding the state of the economy.
What I will never take.
Let's now bring you more development from Ibadan, the Oyo State capital, where an explosion has taken place. Tell us about this incident.
TVC News, first with breaking news.
Kano State, the commercial capital of northern Nigeria, is on the march to progress and innovation with Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf in the saddle. Be part of the vision that is transforming Kano State into a hub for economic growth and opportunities. Hear directly from the governor as he engages the people, listens to their concerns and shares his vision for a brighter future. Explore the developmental projects embarked upon by his administration to change lives, from infrastructure, healthcare, education to tourism. Watch the rich history of the culture and tradition of Kano and savor the vibrant spirit that unites the center of commerce on Kano Spotlight, Thursdays at 9:30 p.m. only on TVC News.
Information is power, information is security, information is knowledge. On Labor Lens, we believe that working people around the world have real questions of their own. They want to know how the world of work operates, what it means to the employer of labor, how policies affect workers in the workplace. On Labor Lens, I ensure we engage effectively the organized labor, organized private sector, and government to get out of them information workers are in need of. I am Sharon Ijason, asking questions that make you get sense of the workplace.
Ogun State, the gateway to Nigeria, is setting the pace with groundbreaking infrastructure projects and innovative social programs for economic development. Join us every week for Gateway Diary, where we spotlight the incredible initiatives and achievements of Ogun State government under the leadership of Governor Dapo Abiodun. Discover how Prince Dapo Abiodun and his team are empowering communities, fostering economic growth, and enhancing the quality of life for the good people of Ogun State. With exclusive interviews, behind-the-scenes access, and real-time stories from the people, Gateway Diary offers authentic and inspiring insight into the progress and prosperity of Ogun State. Gateway Diary, showing at this time.
At TVC News, wherever the big news story is happening, we're geared up to break it. TVC News, first with breaking it.
Meet Benga Oreshegun, a fearless voice and an advocate for the truth. He's bringing fresh energy and bold insights to journalists' hangout.
Get ready for deeper analysis and dynamic perspectives. Join me and Babajide Kolade Otitoju with other veteran journalists on Journalists Hangout. Weekdays from 5 p.m. and on Sundays, 1:30 p.m.
second, every minute, every hour, and every day. Time doesn't just tick away. It's a countdown to political decisions that shape our world.
This country must move.
Imagine the impact these decisions have on our lives. Some are consequential, others may leave us intrigued or baffled.
You will have no better friend and partner than Nigeria.
Step in and feel the frenzy like never before. Join me every weekday for an hour of fact-finding interviews where questions cut to the core.
How would you say your administration has fared in these sectors?
I will dig in to get to the heart of issues, from local politics to global insight. Join me as I unearth the power plays, jaw-dropping revelations and the unfiltered truth. This isn't just politics, it's unraveling the stories that matter. Brace yourself for Politics Tonight every weekday at 8 p.m., where every decision echoes along the corridors of our lives. Politics Tonight, only on TVC News.
TVC Sport Desk.
Liverpool Football Club continued their dominance of the UEFA Champions League, and last night it was no exception. Real Madrid crumbled at Anfield, and indeed the Reds are marching on. Can they indeed go all out and bring the trophy to Anfield? $1 million question. On that note, I bid you welcome to another moment where we thrill, inform, and entertain you. The program is Christian Sports Desk. Militarty is my name, and you know on this platform there is nothing called lesser sports. Football, basketball, wrestling, tennis, name it. We indeed give you everything you need in the exciting world of sports. Coming up on the show today, it's Europa League action tonight across Europe.
Me most was his passion for.
Ruud van Nistelrooy agrees deal to coach Leicester City in the Premier League.
His club and for the supporters, and that was what brought.
And the women picked bronze.
And in the doubles event, Team Nigeria wins gold at the ongoing military games. These and many more you guaranteed on the program, Sports Desk. Well, let's get the show started. Call your friends, call your foes. It's that time where we indeed take a look at exciting moments in the world of sports. And out there in the federal capital, our correspondent Jane Weze has been indeed monitoring development as far as the All-African Military Games is concerned. Beyond fostering unity amongst the military across the continent, it's that moment where indeed they talk sports and indeed walk sports, from boxing to tennis, volleyball, name it. It's been awesome. Let's indeed take a look at what it was like last night out there in the federal capital. Team Nigeria in the ping pong, or you call it table tennis event. And from there, we'll be linking to the federal capital, where our correspondent, Jane Weze, will also be giving us much more concerning the military games in Abuja.
It has been an eventful Wednesday as the African Military Games 2024 continue in the federal capital city. As the games wind down, Nigerian military men won gold in the doubles of table tennis event, and the women picked bronze.
Actually, it's not easy for someone to become a champion. We play qualify in Kaduna to represent Nigeria. That is armed forces. Then we represent Nigeria. So it's not easy for someone to become a champion.
Before we came for this game, we went for armed forces game. That is selection. Before we came for the selected us before we came for this game. After that, we went on camp and we trained so hard for this tournament.
It's just like a leisure time, because we are just fighting without leisure. It's nothing. We release and ease ourselves from those war front of within to come and interact and play with each other.
Brought a gold medal for Kenya. I love it. It's so good.
I want to break the African record.
Organizers have expressed satisfaction with the event so far, while the participants from across the continent are also very happy with the event.
It's much. You know, we have over 1,700 athletes. We have over 600 officials. So the representative is the chief of defense felt that it is the time for us to showcase Nigeria. And that Nigeria is ready for investors. Right now, Nigeria is secure and stable, so investors should come in. One of the signposts for an environment that is ready for investors is hosting this kind of international event. And thankfully, by the special grace of God, everything is going on fine.
The experience has been good for us as Uganda. Now this has been the 9th medal, having got 4 gold medals. These games rekindle the spirit of Pan-Africanism. The various players and all of us, the leaders, have used the opportunity to build friendship.
Here in Abuja, in the military games, I think I'm enjoying myself. I've already participated in the Taekwondo Pumze and also in the Taekwondo committee. So I'm enjoying myself. I think Abuja is beautiful. I think the arena and the stadium was well arranged. The tatami is good. Everything, the officials have made a very good job to getting us here. So I'm enjoying myself. I'm happy to be here.
On Thursday, more final events continue at various locations in the Moshood Abiola National Stadium in Abuja. Jane Francis, where's the TVC News, Abuja. Well, of course, the Abuja is agog with the ongoing 2024 African military games. Nigerian soldiers and all the soldiers from 20 countries on the continent are all making us proud and excited about the concept of the military, who are very used to their kinetic nature, now getting involved in sports. But in the studio this afternoon, we're being joined by the Chief of Defense Staff, General Musa. Good afternoon,
Good afternoon.
General.
Thank you very much.
All right, so my very first question, and I'm sure what's on most people's mind, military and sports. What's the connection?
Military and sports, you know, you have to be fit to be a military man, and sports gives you that ability to do that. We all know that Nigerians will have a lot of talents, and we have such talents in the military, so why not? You know, before now, the military and the police and some other military organizations are the ones that actually develop some of the sportsmen for the country. But over time, that dwindled, but so we're trying to bring that back up now, and that's what we're doing. We want to tap into these talents and be able to present them to the nation to get more laurels for Nigeria.
Okay, so Nigeria won this right to host 22 years ago.
22 years.
Yes, and we didn't host until now.
Yeah.
What was the reason for the delay?
Well, so many things coming in between, and then probably the insurgency that came up again also added into it. But now that we're getting ahead of it, we feel it is time to go back, and besides that, it is a way of presenting the armed forces in a different light, for people to understand that we're humans just like any other person. Apart from the kinetic effort, like you mentioned, the non-kinetic effort for us does a lot. This is a way of reaching out to the public to understand that the armed forces personnel have other talents other than the kinetic ones, and it will foster unity. We know in Nigeria, sports is one area that actually unites us. So every aspect that unites Nigeria is what the military stands for.
Okay, so you have continuously demonstrated passion, and commitment to sports. From the top of my head, I can actually remember this year alone, we've had the Democracy Day basketball competition, the Independence Day, there's the golf, CDS, golf, yes. So many golf events this year, the Peace Golf, and then we're expecting the CDS half marathon in December. Yeah. So now, my question would be, being an officer who have been on the field before, at least you were in Maiduguri, is there some therapeutic effect for between sports and what the officers go through when they're in the field?
We're always looking for healthy situations, situations that improve on our health. We know the military, for you to be a military man, you have to be fit. And for you to be fit, you have to be physically fit, mentally fit. socially fit. And so sports gives you that ability to be able to really exercise yourself as a human being. It also enables you to interact freely. You know how to interact with people. You know what failure means, that when you fail, you don't just lie down and say, look, it's over. It's for you to also rise up, stand up, and continue. So sports gives you that ability to understand that human nature. It means that there could be failures, there will be successes, how you relate with other people, how to keep fit, how to understand your temperament for you to be able to react under pressure. Sometimes when you train for an event, you go through so much stress. The military also teaches you. So it builds you up and prepares you for military tasks in sports.
All right, so Nigeria is topping the medal table with a whole lot of margin. I'm sure you're satisfied that it's not money invested, it's not money wasted.
Not at all, at all. I'm so happy that, because we actually prepared, you know, before now, we had our own inter-service games where we were able to select the best of the best from there, and then we put them into camp. And it's straight from the camp that they came into the competition. So we prepared adequately. And why it is that easy is because growing up, I was born and raised in Sokoto. I represented Sokoto State in National Sports Festival twice. So we had opportunities to attend some of these sports and we see how things were being done. And so we prepared for them adequately to make sure that we only picked the best. And it shows that if you prepare well, you plan well, you execute well, you get good results. So that's the prayer we're having for the country.
All right, so how can the military games help in promoting peace on the continent?
Yeah, okay, like like you said, we did the independent sports competition, we did the Democracy Day. We brought sportsmen from all over the country to come and participate. Now, it fosters unity. And apart from that, people even just watching, they feel happy, they feel excited, and seeing people doing the same thing, especially military men. So we are showing that light that we're just like any other Nigerian. We're humans just like everybody with talents, with opportunities that present themselves. And then we use this opportunity again to try and bring out a lot of sportsmen that have talents that probably ordinarily wouldn't have opportunity to present themselves. The military will give you that opportunity to do that. So we're going to continue to do that together, working together. I'm sure very soon we'll have the inter-service games where we have the police, the civil defense, and all other, just to tap in those talents for Nigeria. One, it will foster unity between us in our operations. And then two, to also bring out these opportunities for Nigerians to see what their armed forces are doing.
Interesting. So before I come back to growing talents for Nigeria, let's get back to Uniting Africa. This event was planned for 42 countries. Yeah. Eventually, 27 brought in their final commitment. But at the end of the day, we had just 20. Yeah. Were you discouraged that not many people? Not more than half of the countries on the continent are open to being a part of this game.
Countries are going through stuff. The entire world is going, especially in Africa. So not everybody has the wherewithal to do that, to be able to sponsor truth. But I really commend those that were able to take the mantle to do that. It's really something highly commendable. We have people from South Africa, we have from Egypt, Mali, Burkina Faso, we have from Libya. Ordinary people will have thought these countries wouldn't send anybody down, but to show you that commitment, that they are really truly Africans and that they want Africa to continue to thrive. And because 22 years, since the last event, I'm sure a lot of the countries thought this wasn't going to work out. So getting 20, I think it's a remarkable number. We're encouraged, and then we're hopeful that the next country that will take it will get more numbers. As Africans, we need to unite. We don't have to wait until it is Olympics or it is World Cup before we do this. We should be able to do this and build up our own strength and build up our own capacity. That's the way out.
All right. So, well, maybe we don't have, many popular military officers who are athletes for Nigeria and probably won gold. I mean, when we talk about that, we remember Choma Ajoma and the police. But then we also know that there are talents, in the military. And, at a time like this, when we have a CDS like you who is very supportive of sport, can we start seeing more opportunities for athletes who are taking part in these games to eventually become professionals for Nigeria?
Yes, we're working towards that. Even in golf and other events, we're working to ensure that we develop that capacity for them to get to that level where they will represent the country fully. And they win laurels because they come with a lot. They have the discipline, they have the character, they have the commitment to do so much. So for me, I think that's better. So we'll continue to encourage. And then what we might need to do is to start doing specialist recruitment, where we recruit those ones that have these talents directly, bring them in, fine-tune them, and then put them in, and then the country will benefit.
All right, so AS FAR is a football club in Morocco, and it's owned by the military, and they are about the best teams and the most supported team in Morocco. In fact, currently they were in the finals of the Women's Champions League, and their men are also doing well, on the continent as well. And we're wondering, when can we get the military football team? Maybe we even start with the males competing, highly on the Nigerian football scene, to have them very well supported, that everybody would want to play for, the military team. No,
we've been doing that. It's just that probably it's not out in the limelight. We've had Nigerians that have taken, military men, personnel that have participated in wrestling, represented Nigeria, have won laurels, boxing, golf, basketball, so many other events. So what we try to do now is to want to expand that. And in the line of just what you mentioned in Morocco, we're also thinking of developing our own, so that we have our own academies where we can develop. The barracks is one area that you have so many talents, and we have barracks all over the country. So we want to tap into that, build our own academies, build up our own capacities, and then push them out to win laurels for the country and for themselves.
All right, and back to the African Games. So some Nigerians are wondering, whether this military games is a distraction for the soldiers. Who are protecting the frontiers if the soldiers are doing sports? In fact,
it uplifts the morals of our troops, because our troops out there in the trenches are watching. Once in a while they have opportunity to listen to radio, to watch TV, see what's going on, and they feel very elated seeing what their men, their counterparts are doing, winning laurels for them. So it urges them to want to do more, to make Nigeria more peaceful, so that we can have more of such events. And I think there's something we try and encourage. So there's no distraction at all.
Is in the studio, get things all done at this point. But interestingly, take a look at what it's been. I recall Joe last
one of the social media videos I saw of, I think, a Ugandan who drove around and was amazed. He said, look, this is in Africa, this is Nigeria, Abuja. Everything looks clean, well organized, and the impression before now was that things were just terrible, So I think for us, it's for us to continue to do that, so that we can present. We are a great country, we are a great people, and we shouldn't allow anybody to dim our lights. We should continue to push forward, and that's what we'll do.
All right, thank you very much, General, for stopping by in the studio today. And if you're watching us, we're handing you back to me and in Lagos.
Thank you very much.
TVC Sport Desk.
Well, indeed, batting exchange all the way from the federal capital. Jane was there in the Abuja studio, and I recall that Joe Lasisi, one of the finest boxers Nigeria ever had, said he regretted not indeed joining the Nigerian army. But then he ended up as a custom officer, and he was one of the finest boxers you can indeed think of as far as boxing is concerned in Nigeria. And we hope that with the All-African Military Games, we will get to see Nigeria get some of the best talents at the sport. Well, let's leave that and go straight to football. Let's take a look at the biggest football club competition in the world, the UEFA Champions League. Well, great atmosphere was at Anfield last night where Liverpool defeated Real Madrid 2-0, but then Kylian Mbappe and Mohamed Salah missing penalties in that encounter. That was the dramatic end as far as that game is concerned. Well, let's take you to London, where we'll be talking to Matthew Miller. Matthew Miller is a football coach. Matthew Miller, it's nice to have you on the program Sports Desk. All right, Matthew Miller there. And Brownson Numana joins the show. Brownson, it's nice to have you on the program.
Thank you very much, Mian. Good to be here again.
All right, let me start with you, Brownson, before I go to Matthew Miller. Brownson, what do you make of the atmosphere at Anfield and the result last night against the Los Blancos?
Liverpool this season has been very fantastic. When Jurgen Klopp left, there were lots of fears about how the team will move on from the Klopp era. Don't forget, Klopp got them Champions League, and even in the league where City dominated and was able to get the league title. So it was always going to be who is going to sit well in that position. But Slot came in. Expectation was not very high, but we've seen how he has hit the ground running. Champions League against a team that they have lost 2 finals to in 2018 and 2022. Beating them like, schoolboys. It was very fantastic to see. Mbappe seems to be struggling. I think the Anfield fans, you can't take anything away from there. The noise, I was watching from TV, but I was almost intimidated by the sound of the fans. So all those things come to play at Anfield. When you're coming, you have to be mentally strong. With a team like Real Madrid, fantastic team, but I think they're not just getting it right. Mbappe seems to be struggling with that team. And, individual players, individual skills, but yet to gel together as a team. I'm surprised because, most of the players have played together for a very long time. But it was a very fantastic atmosphere for the Anfield fans. But it's just left to see if they'll go all the way to win the title.
Well, Matthew Miller, does this make a huge statement? Talk about Liverpool's victory over Real Madrid. We've seen what they've been doing in the Premier League, despite the change of guard from Klopp to the new coach, and the result last night. What does this say about Liverpool's season and what to expect?
I think tonight, or last night then, I think it was a really big statement from Liverpool. They haven't beaten Madrid for quite some time. They've lost finals to Real Madrid.
Does that say fans of Liverpool should expect a trophy at least, or trophies this season?
Yeah, 100%. I think they're in such a commanding position already in the league.
Well, a huge one there, talking about Liverpool, Real Madrid. Let's bring you highlights of that encounter. When we come back, I'll be still talking with Matthew Miller and also talking about Brownson, and we'll be taking a look at the Europa League tonight.
Grosse, bien frappé la tête et voilà le deuxième but inscrit par Ben Sebaini qui avait
Well, highlights from the UEFA Champions League encounter last night. Well, I still have Brownson and Miller. Well, Miller, quickly, let me just ask you this. We saw Aston Villa at Villa Park against the Old Lady of Turin, Juventus. The performance of Aston Villa in the UEFA Champions League has been commendable so far. A goalless draw against Juventus, a good result at home.
Yeah, I think it's a very good result for Aston Villa against Juventus. Juventus, a massive team in Europe. I think, to be honest, Aston Villa are unlucky.
Miller for talking to us all the way from London, but I still have Brownson Uwana. Let's take a look at what to expect tonight in the second tier of European football. It's the Europa League action, and definitely Europe is all about football tonight.
Will make his home debut as Manchester United manager when they welcome Norwegian champions Bodo Glimt to Old Trafford in the Europa League on Thursday night. Given the difference in stature, history and financial strength between the two clubs, Bodo Glimt remarkably find themselves above United at the halfway stage of the league.
Right man at the right moment.
The Amorin era began in slightly underwhelming fashion for Manchester. Bodo Glimt will make just a second trip to England after 3-0 loss to Arsenal in 2023 in what is set to be the biggest week in their history. United manager says he wants to win at Old Trafford.
I just want to win the game, you know, just to give that happiness to the supporters. Before the match, it will be like a new sensation, but after the whistle, it will be one more game, and we want to win that match.
In the other games of the evening, Anderlecht will take on FC Porto. Augsburg will travel to play Athletic Club. Besiktas will play host to Maccabi Tel Aviv. Lyon are away to Karabakh. Real Sociedad will entertain Ajax. English side Tottenham will be at home to Roma.
Well, Brownson, let's take a look at the Europa League tonight, and it promises to be interesting games in the second tier of European football. Let's take a look at some of the games tonight, Brownson. What do you expect? Do you expect to see any form of upset, or indeed the likes of Manchester United and all others making a statement at Old Trafford?
Yeah, due respect to the new manager of Manchester United, I mean, for most Manchester United fans, we would say that we saw the best of Manchester United this season under Ruud van Nistelrooy. Well, good to see that he's moved on to Leicester City. We are waiting for United to kickstart, for the new manager to kickstart. We want to see his format. There's lots of expectations. We didn't get to see that in their first game, but I mean, we Manchester United fans have looked past it because it was away from home. But tonight's game, it's an home game against Bodo Glimt. Bodo Glimt this season, they've not been very fantastic. In Norway, last season they were very good, even the Europa League, but I mean, they've been slipping this season. So it's a very good game for United to pick up themselves. And let's see if...
To Roy agreeing to join Leicester City, subject to official confirmation. Ruud had a brief stint at Old Trafford. Would you say that he wanted to be a part of the backroom staff of the new manager at Manchester United, but now he's moving to coach Wilfred Ndidi? A loss to Man U, or indeed this is Leicester's game?
Yeah, I mean, I think they lost to Manchester United. At some point, Ruud van Nistelrooy feels like he went as a Manchester United coach. He went unbeaten. I think 4 games unbeaten, 3 games unbeaten thereabouts. So I mean, that has given him confidence. He must have seen the body language of the new manager, looking like, oh, okay, I don't think having this guy around is very good for my confidence as well. So as a manager, you need to make that decision. So, you know, the fear I have with some of these ex-players becoming manager, we saw how it went with Frank Lampard. Tried with several clubs. Derby County, of course, did well. He got a big job with Chelsea, flopped big time. I hope Leicester will be a very good ground for him. And, of course, he can get them back to winning game. But, I mean, it's a good move and a good ground for him to pick that career.
Well, Brownson, I must say very big thank you for talking to us on the show. Let him indeed come back home. But then we'll start with the continent before we indeed take a look at the FIFA rankings that was released earlier today, and then the Super Eagles fall, you want to say. But then let's start with Enyimba Football Club. Enyimba had a disappointing outing away from home in the CAF Confederations Cup. Let's bring you highlights of that encounter. When we come back, we'll take a look at the fall of the Super Eagles in the latest FIFA ranking. This weekend is concerned. We have NPFL games played yesterday, and the Remo Stars are indeed doing very well, and they remain top of the table. Abia Warriors beats Katsina United 2-0. Akwa United won against Plateau United by a lone goal. It was Niger Tornadoes losing away from home 4-1. The Flying Antelopes, the only place where you see antelopes fly in the world. It's in Enugu, the coast city. Rangers International beating Lobby Stars by 3-0. Ikorodu City beat El Kaneme Warriors 2-0. Para United won by a lone goal against Athland. Nasarawa United beats Bendel Insurance 2-1. Remo Stars 2-0 against Shooting Stars. and Sunshine Stars were held to a 1-0 draw by Rivers United. Well, quickly, let's take a look at the Super Eagles at this stage and the latest FIFA ranking, but then that's the table. Remo Stars, 26 points after 14 games, followed by Rivers United with the lead on goal difference. 26 points also to Rivers United. Rangers International, they are third with 23 points. El Kanemi Warriors, they are indeed fourth with 22 points. And astonishingly, Ikorodu City, fifth. And then that's the team that secured promotion last season to the NPFL. Well, let's talk about the Super Eagles and the latest FIFA ranking. From a third in the world, they are now ranked 44th in the world. The Eagles indeed fell by 8 places in the latest FIFA ranking. So that's not the best of a moment for the Super Eagles. You recall that they played a 1-0 draw against Benin Republic, and in New York they were beaten by the Amavubi of Rwanda. Quickly, let's take a look at the top 10 teams in the world. La Albiceleste of Argentina, they are the best team in the eyes of the Federation of International Football Associations. FIFA, Le Bleu of France are second. You have La Furia Roja of Spain, they are third. The Three Lions of England are ranked fourth. The Seleção or the Samba Boys, whichever way you write, Brazil, they are ranked fifth. You have Portugal, the Orange Boys, Orange of the Netherlands, they are indeed seventh after Portugal in sixth. You have indeed Belgium. Belgium, the Red Devils are eighth, and La Azzurri of Italy are ranked ninth and making the top 10 in the world. Diamant Schaff of Germany, the top 10 in the eyes of FIFA. For the Super Eagles, they indeed fell by 8 places, and then now they are in the 44th position in the world. And certainly that's where the cookies crumble on today's edition of the show. Tomorrow will be another time in the ever exciting world of sports. Me and our crew on behalf of the production crew, dropping anchor.
TVC Sport Desk.
It all started here. Like millions of Nigerian boys, my dream was to play for the Super Eagles. New Bisco Costa biscuit fills me up, gives me strength and energy to do well. It is hard work and you need extra energy and strength to succeed. Scoring goals that will last for a lifetime. Creamy, crunchy, new Bisco Costa.
The following is a paid presentation by ShopX TV. At ShopX TV, our customers are the heart of everything we do. As a special thank you for your continued support, we are offering our customers 10% off on selected products from now till November 15th. That's right, shop now and save big on some of your favorite items while stock lasts. Don't miss out on this opportunity to grab amazing products at unbelievable prices. First is our amazing 4-in-1 CookX blender. It's a food processor, a grinder, a blender, and a juicer all in one. The CookX 4-in-1 blender comes with 3 versatile cup sizes, each crafted to handle special tasks perfectly. Imagine effortlessly whipping up smoothies that are truly smooth, pounded yam and soups that are flawlessly pounded and blended. You would normally pay 189,950 naira for the CookX 4-in-1 blender, but call the number on your screen right now or scan the QR code and get it for just 170,995 naira. Incredible! And that's not all. You can get the CookX 4-in-1 blender in 2 easy payments of 85,498 naira. That's right, pay twice to get this amazing cooking solution. And we are not done yet. ShopX TV is proud to introduce the ShopX Ultimate Crunch Exercise Machine. The 6-in-1 machine is designed to take your fitness to the next level. No need to worry about expensive gym fees. You can now work out from the comfort of your home and achieve results. With Ultimate Crunch cutting-edge technology, you can transform your body. Its enhanced features deliver a full body workout that's efficient, effective, and enjoyable. The secret is its advanced design that combines multiple exercise models into one unit. The versatile machine features adjustable resistance levels, an ergonomic design, and a built-in digital tracking system that displays speed, time, distance, and calories burned. From sculpting your abs to toning your legs, upper body, and strengthening your core, you would normally pay up to 449,950 naira for the ShopX Ultimate Crunch. But for a limited time only, call the number on your screen now or scan the QR code and get the ShopX Ultimate Crunch at 404,955 naira. Incredible! And that's not all. You can get the ShopX Ultimate Total Crunch in 2 easy payments of 202,478 naira. That's right, pay twice to get this amazing fitness solution. But hurry, limited stocks available. So call the number on your screen now or scan the QR code or visit our website to place your order while stock lasts. The proceeding was a paid presentation brought to you by ShopX TV.
TVC News Weekend Lineup. TVC Breakfast Saturday with Kemi Fola Adeyemo and Emmanuel Ajayi. Political Standpoint with Precious Amayo. Newsweek with Mark Otabo. Politics on Sunday with Femi Akonde. Community Forum with Sarah Yeku. Get ready for the biggest stories, fresh perspectives, and burning news discussions that round up the weekend. Only on